Alright, y'all, it's 5:02 and 46.8 degrees on day 127. I'm at Ethan Pond Shelter, and it feels much colder this morning than it was yesterday, but the thermometer says otherwise. I'm pretty sure today's going to be a short day, which is just fine. But before it's going to be a short day, I got to wake up, so that's what I'm going to do. Morning, Birdman.
Morning.
Alrighty, good morning, folks. It is 6:17 in the morning, and just leaving Ethan Pond Shelter. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I think I mentioned in the wake up video, but it just felt cold this morning. I don't know. I think there's a little bit more humidity in the air. I'm not sure if that made it feel colder or what. It is 5 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. I forget if I said it, but it's 46.8 right now. Yeah, so it's warmer than it was yesterday morning, but it just felt colder. So Birdman and I kind of just stayed in our tents for a little while longer than usual. Also on account of the fact that today has been budgeted to be a much shorter mileage day. I was looking at it again last night. I think we only said like 7 or 8 miles today to get to Mizpah Hut or Mizpah Shelter, Mizpah, whatever. Some kind of camping spot. Man, that pond has the fog blowing over it and stuff. I'll turn you around. I'm not sure if that's going to come out in the video. Man, another not bad way to wake up in the morning. Yeah, that's pretty spectacular. Look at that. Goodness gracious. And this is all that leach-filled water. Ugh, gross. Anyways, yeah, so today we were talking about doing like maybe I'll hold you this way so you can see the pond in the background. We were talking about doing a 7 or 8 mile day. But kind of thinking we'll get to that spot and then kind of see how we go from there. Whether there are, dispersed campsites around a little further, maybe plug in an extra 3, 4, 5, 6 miles. Just kind of depending how the bodies feel and how the day goes and all that. The rumors are persisting that there may be weather tomorrow, but I still want to wrap my head around that because again, tomorrow is supposed to be Mount Washington Day, which is the highest peak in the state, the second highest peak on the Appalachian Trail, highest peak in New Hampshire, some 6,200 feet high, and also home to literally, they brag a bit of it, home to the literal worst weather on the planet Earth. They have scientifically documented winds of over 230 miles an hour, and it can snow 12 months out of the year, and does snow 12 months out of the year. So definitely that weather today is something I really got to wrap my head around, because that's definitely one of those things you don't play with on Mount Washington. So, I mean, a drizzle or something, maybe we can bang it out, but, if it's looking at all worse than that, then we got to come up with some kind of backup plan or something. But either way, that's a question for tomorrow. The question for today is how far we'll get and how far we want to go. But, yeah, slept good last night, and feeling pretty refreshed, feeling a little cool, but feeling pretty refreshed. So, yeehaw and Birdman already cut out. They're probably like a mile down trail by now, as I was like doing around, finishing my coffee, brushing my teeth, packing up, yeah, all that sort of thing. Anyways, I think that's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed that sunset last night. There really wasn't, it was a pretty scenery, but the sky didn't do too much last night, so, you know, either way, you get what you can. Yeah, I'll check in with you all a little later. We'll get hiking, and I'll talk to you later. See you then. Hey y'all, it's 8:10 and I'm only part of the way up the climb from Crawford Notch. And a climb it is, but I wanted to stop for this bird. Yeah, I started hearing him a few weeks ago, and I call him, let's see, yeah, I'll call him Merlin's Wand. I have no idea what kind of bird that is, but to me it sounds very much like Disney's Sword in the Stone, the wizard Merlin, when he would like cast a spell with his wand or something. It just sounds like a wizard's wand to me in a cartoon. I'm not even sure if in that movie that wand made a sound. Yeah, but that's what it sounds like. Such a cool sound. Cool little jingling call. One more time and then we'll go. Yeah, that's a cool bird. If you know what that bird is, drop a comment. Alrighty folks, it is 11:04 and 63.6 degrees on day 127. I'm just coming off the peak or the summit of Mount Jackson, which is just a touch under 2 miles. I think about 1.7, probably 1.5 or 1.6 from now. Oh wow, man, I haven't seen this before. Look at this. Wow. Man, I picked a good time to turn on for you guys. Look at that. Wow, how cool. Wow. All right, well, the reason I turned on is we are one day late on our weekly health update. Look at that. That's so neat, so soft. We're one day later on our weekly health update, but look at this, it's worked out because what a beautiful little spot. Yeah, sorry about that. So last week we were 2 days late. Today we're 1 day late. Hopefully next week we'll actually be on time with our weekly health update. We'll see. Yeah, so generally feeling great, honestly. As I had kind of mentioned, I think, in my last weekly health update video, it's just been wonderful to be in the whites. Yeah, you look, it's definitely a challenging challenging stretch of trail. You know, there's a lot of times where you're just not, you know, people say you stash your trekking poles and then, you know, get down with your hands and knees and stuff like that and crawl up and crawl and climb down and stuff like that. There are parts where that would probably be a wise move, but I just, you know, just do that trekking pole. And that works just as good. How you going, brother?
How you doing?
Pretty fantastic. Go ahead.
Thank you.
You got it. Have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, so, I mean, I use them all the time. Use them all the time anyways, climbing or not climbing. Wow. These little white fluffy things are spectacular. Oh, up in those clouds back there, by the way, is Mount Washington. That's where we'll be tomorrow morning. But yeah, anyways, weekly health update. I was talking about how it's wonderful to be in the whites. It's just, again, challenging, physically challenging. And you just got it. I mean, there's no option but to move slower. The terrain is just way more rugged. Not bad, but you just can't fly across it, you know? It's not just flat dirt. You're going up 10-foot hills, 10-foot stone faces and stuff, so it just slows you down. But yeah, it's been great. I mean, it's like, it's invigorating. It's like reinvigorating. It's super it's just a morale boost to be in such a beautiful place, and it's crazy. You know, every day I'm like, well, okay, well, you know, today won't be that pretty, but Franconia Ridge coming up, that'll be pretty. You know, in 2 days we'll be at Franconia Ridge, and that'll be pretty. And then those two intervening days, they're amazing. And then Franconia Ridge, obviously, was amazing. And then after Franconia Ridge, it's like, well, all right, well, these next couple days, you know, they'll be, you know, we're just getting from one thing to the next. We're just leaving Franconia Ridge, and we're making our way over to Washington or something. And then those days are amazing, like just drop dead beautiful views. And, you know, so it's been great. I mean, every day you think is going to be a little dull or uninteresting or just kind of like a transportation day instead of like an enjoyment day, just winds up being everything. And that's, I know this doesn't sound like it's health related, but trust me, it is. Just to get the spirits really refreshed, really refreshed. I wasn't in low spirits, but all that tired and fatigue and stuff that I was reporting, you know, it's definitely kind of faded, luckily, with all of this beauty. You know, aside from that, I really don't have a whole ton to report. I mean, feet are holding up, head is holding up, ankles, legs, shins, all that holding up. Even my hand blisters with the new trekking pole straps, they're doing pretty good. I did, I think I mentioned that when we were in town in Lincoln a few days ago, the motel we stayed at let me borrow some tools because my left strap was kind of off alignment a little bit. It wasn't hurting, but it wasn't super comfortable, and I didn't want to have to deal with something that wasn't exactly right, you know, if I could fix it. So I fixed it. Now it's exactly right, and I don't have to deal with something that isn't exactly right. So, yeah, spectacular, really. I mean, just spectacular, you know. Luckily, I didn't get any leeches attached to me last night. That's always a bonus. And honestly, since we get into the whites, even the flies have kind of calmed down a little bit. I'm not sure if it's the elevation or the cold or what, but even the flies have calmed down somewhat, which is a huge relief. So, yeah, like we got, less than 350 miles to go on this whole journey. I can't believe it. But body's feeling A1+1 fantastic right now, and that's pretty great. So love these short health updates. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to it, and I'll check in with you all over at Mizpah Hut or whatever it is. Mizpah, I don't know. Mizpah Hut. All right, talk to you later. Yes, Mizpah is hooking up.
Some brown sugar.
Oh my gosh.
There's some eggs as well. I'm not sure if
yeah. Don't even wonder if I'm going to say yes to something. The answer is just going to be yes.
I was just saying, I'm like, where are all the thru-hikers?
Oh, we're coming. I think there's like 5 behind me. There's like 4 or 5 behind me. You guys are so wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Some huevos.
Day officially made.
I promise you, you're not as happy as I am. I don't know. I guess I've never carried extra food down a mountain, so maybe you are. God, see, this is like a really like a moral question now. Like, how much do I leave for the other people?
For the other people?
Yeah.
They don't have to know that they're ready.
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe I'll just smash one in my cheek.
Oh, there's some oatmeal too. Oh yeah, would you like some oatmeal?
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Some bread.
The answer is always yes. Alrighty, y'all. Leaving Mizpah Hut. Boy, they took care of us in there, man. They were so excited to see us and get rid of their leftovers too. One other really exciting thing that happened. Birdman, I didn't tell you this. Before you got in, so I was the first one in, Birdman was the second one in. But before you got in, Birdman, there was like a couple of like sort of grizzly looking day hiker types, young dudes, you know, fish fans sort of thing, if that makes sense to you.
Nope.
Is this the right way?
It said, that's the way I read it. It said Webster Trail, or it said AT this way.
Okay. Yeah, so there was a couple of young guys in there who looked like they were maybe out for a weekend, and they heard me getting leftovers and being so excited. And they came over and they're like, oh, are the leftovers up for grabs? And Lucy at the hut was like, are you a thru-hiker?
Oh, that's cool.
Turned him away.
Nice.
Awesome. Which is great because, let's see, it was Birdman, Quicksilver, Yeehaw, and there's one more I'm missing, Iceberg. All coming in right behind me, so everyone got a bunch of food. And then we were able to ask Lucy to check again at Lake of the Clouds whether she could hold a spot for the 6 of us. And this time the answer was yes.
Well,
so
there's 6 and it's closer to the deadline, so.
Right. Well, either way, who the heck knows?
We could have walked in at 4, and if they hadn't filled the room, they'd give it to us then too, you know.
Right. Well, theoretically, because they're doing the cohort thing or whatever.
Because basically they're keeping it open for as big a party as they can.
Right. Well, so it's all a little mysterious exactly what's.
I think that's what they're doing.
It's kind of like, yeah, it's like the wizard behind the curtain. You can ask the same exact question different times and get different answers, but whatever, the most recent answer is the answer we wanted, so hopefully nothing will change between now and the 4.7 miles from here to there. But yeah, and it looks like it's gonna be clouds and rain tomorrow with thunderstorms in the afternoon, and no one is interested to be up at the top of Mount Washington in thunderstorms, so we're gonna figure that out, but probably just start early. Anyways, first things first, whew, gotta get off this hill. So I'll check in with you all later. Have a go. All right, 12:35, and just made it to the summit of Mount Pierce. And you can still see behind those clouds, well, you can't see behind those clouds, but you can see that there is a mountain behind those clouds. And that bugger is Mount Washington. So that's definitely exciting. Yeah, boy, that was a healthy little climb, nothing too nuts. A lot of people up here. So that first bald peak that you can see the peak of without it being obscured by mountains, that's Mount Eisenhower. Mount Eisenhower is at 4,780 feet, 4,780. There's Mount Eisenhower. And that we're going up today. And tomorrow we'll go to the mountains behind the clouds.
Hey, cheers guys. Happy Friday.
Howdy, how you doing? Yeah, busy spot. We'll keep moving. Folks, it is 1:32 p.m. I am at the summit of Mount Eisenhower, which is 4,782 feet of elevation. It is a spur off of the Appalachian Trail. It's actually like a loop, so it'll connect back up with the trail if you keep going. But that's not what I'm doing. I gotta hit every mile of the AT. So parked my pack down below, as did Birdman, who's already headed back down. And then just kind of wandered on up. Figured, why not, really? We're not that far from our destination for the day, the Lake of the Clouds hut. Figuring tomorrow was going to be a rainy, cloudy day up at Mount Washington. Figured we may as well come up and get a view while we got it. So there's Mount Washington right out that way, underneath the clouds. Sleeping under the clouds as per usual. That's where we'll be tomorrow morning, bright and early. Maybe, well, early. I'm not even sure about bright. Man, this view. Check that out. Check that out. Amazing. Amazing. Folks, it is 3:09 and I am at 5,300 feet of elevation, not nearly 53,000, atop Mount Monroe. So that's where I'm coming from, down the fake summit of Mount Monroe. Now behind me, if I spin around, you'll see Mount Washington still shrouded in clouds. That's where we're going to be again. That's where we're going to be tomorrow morning. And the lake down below is the lake which gives the name to the Lake of the Clouds hut, where I'll be staying tonight. Excuse the wind. But this is a fantastic view. Everyone else has moved on. They've gone to the hut. Birdman and Yeehaw and Quicksilver and all those guys have gone on to the hut. But I really have a feeling that if that's what Mount Washington is looking like right now, we probably are not getting many views tomorrow. So I'm trying to sit here and wring it all out, boy. I'm trying to wring it all out. I don't know when I'll be back here. I'll tell you, at this point, I sure wouldn't mind coming back here at some point, but man, oh man, what an amazing spot. What an amazing spot. All right, folks, it is 3:53 and 66 degrees even. That is the Lake of the Clouds hut, and that's my destination for the day. Definitely gonna check back in for dinner and show you the accommodations and stuff, but I wanted to do my daily wrap now, and then just kind of after this, have it be just kind of like a summation of the accommodation and things. Man, the days just get better and better and better in the whites. I mean, there's no way around it. I don't know. These days have just been absolutely mesmerizing. I mean, mesmerizing. You know, I mean, the original plan this morning was to do like 8 miles, and I more than doubled that. Went for over 16. That's not even counting all my, you know, walk away and come back type camera stuff. Almost 7,000 feet of elevation gain today. Again, that's not counting all the walk away from the camera and come back stuff. You know, I mean, do you have the words? Cause I ain't got them, man. I ain't got them at all. Place is insane. And then that's Mount Washington right there. So we're right at the foot of the mountain. And that's gonna be the start of the day tomorrow. Again, it does look like there's gonna be weather tomorrow. But it looks like the heavy stuff won't start until the afternoon. So the plan is I think we're gonna break out of here even before breakfast. Hopefully, you know, be on the road at 5 or so. And the next campsite after all the elevation of the presidentials is I mean, I'd be amazed if you're listening to what I'm saying right now with that background, but the next campsite after we get out of the elevation of the presidentials is at about 10 miles. So the plan is to do a 10-mile day and camp down there tomorrow, and hopefully be the heck off elevation before the really nasty stuff starts up. So good God, man, good God. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get in here. This is just a humbling, magical place. Truly, my goodness. All right. All right, folks, let me give you a bit of a tour here. So this is where I came in from. Right. Already got checked in. Those kind folks checked me in. There's the dinner menu. Yep. Anaconda bread, alpine garden snake, curried pumpkin snake, ginger snake, and a surprise dessert. Sounds pretty good. I'll kind of show you this dining room area. Oh my goodness.
That's what I like about it.
Man.
I mean, like the short version, you know, and so to me that's like worth it for him.
Fantastic. Oh look, they even have like sound baffles up top. And rigging points. That's interesting. I wonder why they have rigging points. There's dishes and all this and that. Bathrooms over this way. I guess we'll go take a look at the bathrooms. Women's is closed. There's the men's. And I'm pretty sure, my understanding is that there's, yeah, no showers in here. Drinking water. Show you the bunk room. There's Iceberg. There's Birdman back there. Over there is
On the
Nijmegen.
26th, tomorrow. They'll put 2 bumps.
And the fella on the phone. The fella on the phone. I forget his name. Hey. And here's our room, room 4. So there's all these different bunk rooms. And one thing for sure, it is not the Ritz. Here's my little bunk. So you get, you know, this little, whatever he is, 5-inch mat. And you get to use your own sleeping bag and all that. So they go 3 high. 3 high, so that's 6. There's 9. And then there's another 6 in here for a total of 15 in this room. yeah, so that's that. That's what you get. 120 bucks if you're an AMC member, which I am now. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting settled in. Wanted to give you the tour before I get all the way settled, and I'll check back maybe one more time. So there's one other really neat thing about this hut that I forgot to mention, and I haven't checked it out yet, but that's where we're going. It's got a another place that usually, most years, I mean non-COVID years, it's open for thru-hikers to stay in as part of a work for stay. So basically you wash some dishes or sweep some floors or whatever, and they let you stay here for free. I don't know if they necessarily feed you or anything, but with the pandemic and everything, that's all shut down. So what it really is an emergency sort of bunker or something, and they call it the dungeon. Let's see. Howdy. Coming to check out this dungeon. Jeez. Wow. Oh man, it is cold and dank in here. I don't know. Everyone's making it sound real bad. That don't seem too bad to me. That don't seem too bad to me at all. Just chilly. Pretty fancy. Golly. That room is no joke. Cheaper than 120 bucks, I guess, but you know. Wow, that's a whole thing. Man, look at it out here. Jeez, alright. Well, that's the dungeon. Aptly named. Alright, 5:24. We were just all sitting down, carrying on, talking about how the mountain's so cloudy. And I kind of peek out the window, and look at that! Dude, I gotta be honest, I would be lying if I said I'm not thinking about just going up there and coming back. It's not far, right? Is it 2 miles? 1.4.
Well, yeah. By the time you get up there.
Right, that's the thing, right? You're right, yeah. Thank you for saying that.
It could, but this is as clear as it's been for hours. A lot of blue up there.
Good night. 16 hours is all we need. Just stay that way 16 hours.
Yeah.
Come on, good general.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's coming in. See, that would break my heart if I went a mile and a half up and a mile and a half. Then it is, because you know, as soon as I get back down, then it's.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not going up there tonight. Man, heartbreak. Heartbreak Hotel.
I never developed a taste for chai. Kind of need sugar. That's actually good.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Pumpkin curry. All right.
That's good.
Let me go. So can I do this? Thank you, sir. All right, folks. Well, it's 7:20. One of the volunteers here at the shelter, or the hut, asked us thru-hikers if we could help her give some sort of like thru-hiker talk or something, and she could ask us a bunch of questions, which we agreed to like an hour and a half ago, but now it's like getting nigh on hiker midnight. And then also, like, they said it was supposed to be all you can eat dinner. Dude, I got like 1 chicken breast, I got 1 cup of white rice, and I got maybe a 1/4 cup worth of like a sauteed kale. It was all very delicious. There was also a soup and a salad course. It was all very delicious, but it was not all you can eat, and it was nowhere near enough food. Just nowhere near. I mean, honestly, like if I had been at a restaurant, that wouldn't have been enough food. So that's a bit of a bummer. Now I'm just kind of like off the whole thru-hiker talk thing. I'm like, man, whatever. I think I'm just being grumpy. I mean, it was tasty, but I'm really wondering if I don't just cook ramen now. But whatever. I think I'm just being grumpy. Today was an amazing day. Check out this view now. I mean, it's getting crazy out here for sure. The mountain is still clear. I don't think it's going to stay that way, but it's clear for now, and that's amazing. Jesus, it's so beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing. Anyways, this hiker talk's supposed to be in 10 minutes. I don't think I'm going to check in again today. But tomorrow's going to be a real early morning. Real early. I think the woman who's working here said that she'll have coffee out like at 5:30. Coffee and some kind of whatever leftovers they didn't give us tonight. They said they'll give us tomorrow. So that'll be ready at like 5:30 or something like that. And then very shortly thereafter, we're going to start climbing up to Mount Washington there. So, golly, man. Golly, just can't get enough of that. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to check in again though. So I will talk to you all tomorrow. All right, have a good night.